Tony Datino, founder of the USA Memory Championship, doing my Live with Tony a little bit later on Wednesday, but I had a few things that I've been working on, and boy, poof, the day just goes by, and it's like Wednesday, and my goodness, we still have differences of opinion on COVID, and it got me to thinking of how do we make grocery shopping a little bit safer? There's a possibility I may be doing a little bit of work at a grocery chain, and it got me thinking about when I go shopping at Publix, which is my local grocery store chain here in Windermere, Florida, and how I go about doing my shopping in a very efficient way and not going up and down every aisle. And it got me to realize that without being intentional about it, I used the LOCI method of shopping. And I say, hey, what's the LOCI method of shopping? Well, if you step back and think about what the LOCI mnemonic is and what the memory techniques are that it uses to go into shopping, it's really simple. The LOCI is a location. So what we do is we build a location that we are familiar with, and we put it into one of the rooms in our house, and we utilize a room of our house, and we think of the objects, or what we call anchors, that if we walk clockwise around the walls of our residence, we would use those objects to anchor something we want to remember. So sometimes I'll use the LOCI method of taking items I need to go purchase if I don't want to take a piece of paper, which probably would be easier sometimes, but if I have 5 or 6 items in grocery, I think of anchors in my residence, and I bang what I want to get against that. So for example, if I want to get some meat, I will turn around and look at, oh, I hate when this happens. All right, look at, I wanted to take this and show it to you here. I'll use the corner there. You see the case in the corner. I have a picture, I have the palm trees in the back. I use these as my anchors. Now, when I say anchors, if I close my eyes and I just visualize the images of the 2 pictures that you see behind me, the palm trees, I make those into 3 anchors. And so for the first picture that you see, I will take something I want to buy, and let's suppose it's I need to go to the deli department, and I want to pick up some cold cuts. So I will imagine that what I want to buy is, I love Genoa salami, so I'll take Genoa salami, and it'll be hanging off the leaves of the plant. So when I go to the store, I think I see, what do I see? I don't see Genoa salami, I see the plant, and the leaves have Genoa salami hanging off of it. I go to the middle, and I look at the palm trees there. And on the palm trees, what I need to do next is it goes to the produce department. And what I need in produce is I want to get apples, I want to get grapes, and I want to get bananas. So guess what's coming off the different branches of those palm trees? Where you have apples off of one branch, so I look at the tree on the one side, I then go looking at grapes, and then I see bananas, and so those are my 3 fruits that I want. Now, here's what's interesting about that, utilizing the LOCI in both ways. First, my shopping list, but now when I go to the store, and I started thinking about this, and I said, wouldn't it have been great for stores to post a picture of the store aisles, of what's in each aisle, on a big display going into the store. So any person who's not been shopping in that store over and over and over again, or has not focused on what's in each of the aisles, could stop and look at it and then think about, okay, I want to go to the deli, I got to go to produce, I need some paper napkins and paper tissues and things of sorts, I need some milk, comes out of the dairy. And looking at the picture of the store and what's in each of the aisles to then anchor what aisles they want to go do their shopping in, rather than what most people do is just walk up and down each of the aisles. And I see this all the time, and people just walking down and walking. First of all, it would make people buy the things that got on their shopping list of the things they need, as opposed to spontaneous. So they'd be much more efficient in their own personal shoppings. But second of all, it would be more efficient when they know that there's an aisle. They don't need to go down at all. So rather than go up and down in a snake-like fashion, they would just immediately go to the aisles that they need something in. So when I think of what I've done over the past couple of years shopping, first of all, I'll shop at either an early morning time or 8 o'clock at nighttime when there are the least amount of people in the store. And then I'll think ahead of time. I go to two stores, two Publix, based on what I'm buying, based on which one I'm going to. I wish they were both laid out the same, but they're not. But I'll stop and picture the store in my mind and think as I walk in, there's the bakery, the deli, the produce, my fruit drinks, my grape juice, my Gatorade. Okay, got the produce in the back. Then, okay, I think of the aisles. Okay, what I want to go down the pasta aisle. All right, I'm going to skip through the pasta and I'm going to come back to the dairy case and pick up some yogurt and eggs and butter. And I just have that in my mind so that when I go into the store, I've anchored the store aisles into my brain, and I've linked the things I want to buy so that I can just do it in one swoop and pass probably 4 or 5 aisles, depending upon what my list is for the day. I might just pass up going up and down 4 or 5 aisles. And sometimes I'll just do the perimeter of the store and go one aisle in, come around, finish my shopping, and come back to a second aisle. So I've laid out a maze or a plan of my shopping using the LOCI method of memory, where I've anchored the aisles and what's on those aisles of the store to my shopping list, which I may have used my personal anchors here in my living room. I pull those together, and I'm very efficient in going to the store and only going through the aisles I want to and passing the products that I want to pick up and put into my cart or to my handbasket, and then get to a checkout counter. And I'm even as crazy enough to think about looking at what the checkout counters are and which part of the store do I want to get through and what aisle do I want to walk down, so I'm not walking back across the whole store. Now, why do I do this? What's my motivation? COVID, especially with Omicron, it's become even more important. I've become more wacky in terms of how I go about shopping, because I want to get into a store where there's the least amount of people. I want to use my thinking so I'm not just bouncing around looking to pick things off a shelf that I didn't want to go shop for. So we have our list, and maybe in most cases it's written down in a sequence of what the aisles of the store are. So before I go into the store, I know exactly where I'm going to start, what aisles I'm going to go up and down, and pass that to the register. Now here's what the other interesting part is that I've been thinking about as I apply a LOCI method of memory to grocery shopping. If you've ever shopped at a Publix, and you ever talk to somebody in one of the aisles, and there's something you're looking for, and it's like, wait, I thought it was in this aisle, where is it? You'll ask a person with the Publix logo on, hey, I'm looking for chocolate syrup. I'm looking for a seasoning of some sort. I'm looking for a particular cereal I'm brand of. They will instantly seem to know it's in aisle 6, 7, whatever. And not only that, they will actually walk with you to take you right to the product and bring it to the shelf right where it's at. And then make sure that here it is, this is the aisle, this is what I think you were asking for. Is this the right size? And make sure I take something off the shelf. And I look at it and I said, now, as I started thinking about this, I started saying, no matter which person you ask in which aisle of the store, they all seem to know where to take you and directly to it. And I'm thinking, you know what, next time I'm going to my Publix store, I'm going to stop and ask some of the folks in those aisles, what is it that you're doing to help you to remember where everything is stocked on the shelves? Are you the stocker and you just go all the time and do this? And I say, No, it can't be that. And I'll tell you why it can't be that. Because I've done the same thing in a Walmart grocery shopping store. And when I've asked a Walmart person that's out on the floor for something that's not in the immediate aisle that we're in, they have to take their iPhone or Android out or whatever their AT&T device may be or whatever their Apple device is, and they have to look at it and they put it in, they code it in, and I stand there for 60 seconds waiting for it to pop up, and then they tell me. And doing that at Walmart's is night and day difference than when I do it at Publix. So it got me to start thinking there's got to be something going on in Publix in their training, education, and using some type of mnemonic system. And wouldn't the LOCI method of memory be the perfect one to use? Well, that is my broadcast for Wednesday evening, a little bit late, but I wanted to get this out there, and I just started thinking about LOCI and grocery shopping and how I've just taken the two, meaning my own residence, got my anchors, and then laid out the store in my mind before I go in, because I want to go in and out in the least amount of time possible, in the most efficient way possible, and make sure I bring home everything that I wanted to bring home. So what do we do to make that work so well? Well, as we need things, and this is something I'm training myself to do with the help of Evelyn in my life, when there is something that I need or want or something I miss or think about, we do have a pad, and we just go over to the pad, pen in hand, always at the pad, and we write down what it is, and then my brain just starts to think about, okay, when I look at this list of items, how do I sequence it in the way that the store is laid out so I can go shop and grab what I want, check off our list, and walk out the door, pay, of course, pay, and then leave. Hey, everybody, have a good night, and I'll be back out on Friday evening, so have a good rest of your week. Those of you in the Northeast, I see there's some heavy snow coming, so be smart, safe. Continue to be careful of our COVID transparencies and transmissions, and we'll see you on Friday.